I am now. Yeah, I'm up.
All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto
Hawa,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash.
double honors unto the apostles and the elders, great millstone, who rule well and teach well. Peace and salutations unto all the Akim, you bros preaching His word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And Shalom unto the hopeful elect, you sincere believers scattered wherever you may be. All right, this is the brother Yaquab with the brother Iowa, the Gary Branch of Great Millstone, coming to you with a little lesson through the Spirit. This one, it's going to go organic, flowing in the Spirit. Starting off with this precept, basically going into two is better than one, you know. So this Ecclesiastes 4:9. It says, two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. And in the AMP, it says, two are better than one because they have a more satisfying return for their labor. It says, verse 10, for if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow, but woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up. So, like the common saying in the world, there's strength in numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always easier in anything, typically, when you have another person there to help you in any situation, which we just got through helping out a brother moving, you know what I'm saying? Even in that, all right, moving furniture, as simple as that, as simple as working out with a brother, doing the lesson together, right? You'll have that brother there to encourage you, literally make the weight lighter.
Mm-hmm.
It'll go by smoother, and then it's also builds camaraderie. It's like I said, it's a satisfying return. You'll get that satisfaction knowing that, you know what I'm saying, you helped out a brother.
Mm-hmm. For me, yeah, that's why I said two are better than one, because if you would have went up to verse 8, it was pretty much going into how there was a man and he didn't have a brother nor a son nor anybody else to help him, and he had to do all that stuff alone, right? And just like you said, we just helped the brother move, and you have to put it into perspective of his eyes. What if there was no brother to help him? That would have took away his whole day from doing what he was going to be able to do, right? But since we were able to help him, let alone the way he was able to help us, we got that thing done way quicker than doing it alone.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Same with the Spirit, man. You're going to have times where you're going to be feeling low in the Spirit, or you might be up and your brother's low in the Spirit, right? You might be knocking videos out, but your brother can't seem to get his videos done. That's why it's so important to have the brotherhood, man, because we lift up one another, man. Right? Like you said, it makes the burden lighter. That's why I said if a brother asks you to go a mile, go twine.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You have to be there to help your brother, because we understand that what? That's what the Lord told us to do. He said, they shall know that you are mine by the way you love one another. Right? And that's love is an action word, man. It's not just something that you say. It's something that you show by your actions, man. And this is a love act. And you have to understand, when you're helping your brother, they're helping you also. How? Because what it says, charity covers a multitude of sins.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, this is 1 Peter 4:8. It says, and above all things have fervent charity among yourselves,
Mm-hmm.
for charity shall cover the multitude of sins.
All right. And that's beautiful due to the fact of, you have to understand, when you start getting into this truth and you really start reading and understanding the history, we've been here before, man. And we're in these chains of darkness. This isn't the first time we've been in these things. So you have to understand, this lifetime, the past lifetimes, we're really all worthy of death. But see, through the Lord's gracious sacrifice, He's given us that opportunity to do what's right. Right? So now we're supposed to be doing what's right to the Lord and also to one another. So when you sit there and you come out and help your brother, you're helping yourself at the same time, because what? We're one body, man. So yeah, you're helping that brother maybe physically, but spiritually, he's helping you cover a multitude of sins that you've done in your past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it says, I'm going to read this in the AMP, 1 Peter 4:8. Above all, have fervent and unfailing love for one another, because love covers a multitude of sins. It overlooks unkindness and unselfishly seeks the best for others. And that's the mind of Yahushua.
Yep.
You know, he saw the greater good. You know what I'm saying? He did it for not only himself, but for the nation of Israel.
Yep.
And that's true love. basically looking out not only yourself, well, others before you, basically.
Yep. And
So if it's within your power to do so, you know what I'm saying, you do it.
read 9 in the AMP too.
It says, be hospitable to one another without complaint.
Without complaint. It should say, be not weary, well doing.
Yeah.
Right?
For
It's
in due season you'll reap.
exactly. Right, but we're not actually, it's a beautiful thing that you're gonna reap something from this. But you shouldn't have to be doing this for a reward, man. You should be doing this out the kindness of your heart because it's the right thing to do.
I remember we had a teacher back in middle school, Mr. Stempian.
Yeah, Coach Napier.
Yeah, he was Jake as hell, but he had that rule that he gave us, and that was a great teacher, role model, even at that age, worldly, but you know what I'm saying, he was sincere. But he had that 100-0-100 rule, or 100-0 rule. Basically, you'll give 100 to others and expect nothing in return.
Yep.
He always preached that to us. So, and that's basing off the scriptures. It's biblical. So it's like, you do it, what he said, the Lord loves a cheerful giver. You give and expect nothing back, because it's like, you know what I'm saying, you're giving a brother a blessing, and then in turn, right, you have to accept the gifts from brothers as well. You don't want to deny it, because then you'll be denying that brother's blessing.
Yep.
You know, take the help when needed, even if you don't need it. If a brother's offering you,
Take
sometimes,
it,
yeah, take it. You know, because sometimes it could be the pride in a way, or you might not look at it spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
But that charity, man, it's all about charity. It said, without charity, I am nothing. Loosely paraphrasing it. That's the greatest gift to have in this ministry. Because even in us doing the work and preaching and teaching these scriptures, that's a form of charity, giving back to our people.
Yep.
That was it there. I was gonna grab. So okay, gathered or two or more.
Oh, where two more gathered in his name. There he is in the midst.
This is Matthew 18:20. It says, for where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them. It says, then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times? Yahushua saith unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7. So basically just representing completion. That number 7 representing completion, but just a numerous amount of times you forgive your brother, you know, because he has what you got to believe that he's a man of the Lord, you know, and he's in the same fight as you.
Yep.
So you got to forgive your brother as much as as much as you can, or as much, basically an endless amount of time.
Because if who was one of the main people that did that? King David was a prime example. Saul was a man after King David's head. But what did Saul do? Not Saul. What did King David do? He didn't have any malintent towards him. He actually cried when he passed. And then when they actually said, we can get him now, he pretty much said, that's one of the Lord's anointed. Right? So he had the right spirit, understanding that, hey, we're all in this fight, and that what? He could fall subject to that same type spirit, but he wanted that mercy. So that's why we want the sure mercies of David, man. Because the Lord said, judge according to how you want to be judged. If you won't forgive your brother, why would the Lord forgive you? Or what did it say? How can you love your brother whom you see? Or how can you love the Lord, but you don't love your brother who you do see?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And this is the spirit we have to have, man. You say you love the Lord. Hey, well, what did he say? If you love me, what? Feed my sheep. And we have to be feeding each other, man. Just like the elder, he was just with us. He said, iron sharpens iron. Right? So that's why it's so important to be with each other also. And then it's also important to be with each other due to the fact of what? Sometimes when you're in this walk, you can see certain things about yourself, but there's certain things you don't see about yourself. And it takes another brother to have that pretty much that eye to see, hey, brother, you slipping in this area. And by him pretty much giving you that warning, it's helping you to, nip it in the bud before it becomes a cancer that can possibly get you out this truth.
I'm going to grab that actually. Proverbs 27 and 17 in the AMP. It says, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens and influences another through discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were saying, like another brother can see it in a different lens, and it'll give you some sound advice, some sound counsel that you wouldn't have put together just you by yourself. That's why two is better than one.
Yep.
So that iron against iron is going to sharpen each other. We're going to be more focused in the spirit, as well as, you know what I'm saying, carnally too, keeping each other on point. And it's what influences. It'll be a motivation.
You got it.
You got it.
Now, if I may, that's why in the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 37, it says, "Stay upon a godly man who has a like mind as your own, and who shall sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry." Right? You want to be around men who have the same mindset as you, because we're all in one agreement, and we're all in the same spirit of the Lord. Right? So he's gonna be move according to how you want to move, which is underneath the spirit. And if you go off, he's gonna understand. Damn, I understand, brother, how you went off. I didn't been there before, or let me help you and show you a way to get back from pretty much doing that again, or get better from it. Right? So he's gonna miscarry with you, and he's gonna help you pretty much get better in that area that you're lacking in. But when you're alone, it's hard to do that alone, man. It's hard to fight alone, man, because, yeah, you can go, just to put it in the gym aspect, you can go to the gym, but are you going to sit there and really hold yourself accountable for every single rep?
Yeah.
Are you going to sit there and hold yourself accountable to that same level of enthusiasm every single time? No, sometimes it takes a brother to push you in order for you to get the most out. Some of your best workouts comes when you're doing it with the brother, man. So it's the same thing in this truth, man. You're not going to always be in the spirit, right? But it might be another brother who has a bigger portion of the spirit, who can pretty much be that chain, what's it called, or ignition, in order to give you that chain reaction that you're in the spirit now, man. Right? So that's why it's important to be with the Akim, man. For example, we're doing a video now together, man. But if we was alone, it could have been any type of little demon that would have been like, yeah. Nah, bro, you can do the video later. Yeah. But see, together, now we're getting to work in.
And that too, like I was gonna add to you, brothers have different spirits, but and like you were saying, we're all of one mind, so we can complement each other well with our different gifts, spiritually, and then just different upbringing, different points of that you could bring up to relate to Akim. So that's the thing. It's just better overall being amongst the brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a grad that actually love the brotherhood. That's why we got to be mindful as well how we're treating each other as well.
Yep.
This is 1 Peter 2:17. Yeah, 1 Peter 2:17. Honor all men, love the brotherhood, fear God, honor the king. Servants, be subject to your masters with all fear, not only to the good and gentle, but also to the forward. And basically not being a respecter of persons. Being in order, essentially. So that's the thing. As servants, being subject, being under your masters with fear. Knowing like, okay, I don't want to overstep. I don't want to, so what I'm looking for, offend a brother. Not only to the good and gentle, not to, you know what I'm saying, not only to those that be of a gentler spirit, but also unto those that may be more rough around the edges.
Yep.
And you know how to deal accordingly as you grow in the spirit, as you get more familiar with brother spirits. You understand how you could, you know what I'm saying, come off on the way to a brother, so that in turn you'd be like, okay, I gotta watch what I say here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But over here, I know this brother don't like that, so I'm not gonna do that.
Yep.
Just as simple as that. And in that way, you have that respect basically for the brotherhood, and that's showing love. That was it to that. You got one?
Hold on. I just lost it. Hold on. Go back to Ecclesiastes 4. Finish that up. What'd you stop at, 10 or 11?
I was at 10.
You read 10?
Yeah.
Alright, it says Ecclesiastes 4:11 says again, if two lie together, then they have heat. But how can one be warm alone? And that was going back to what we were saying earlier about the spirit, man. Once again, we're still in the flesh, bro. Now you're not gonna be overly pumped up with the spirit every single day. Alright? But when you get around certain Akim, man, just like our big brother Taz, that's one man who is always fiery. Alright, and you have it's like you really have no choice but to lock in and get in the spirit, because his spirit's gonna rub off on you and get you locked in, man. So that's what's the beauty in brotherhood. And the days that we're entering in, it's gonna be beautiful to be around men like that, Lord willing. We are able to be around men like that, because those men is what's gonna help you get through those hard times. And even now, you have to understand the memories that you're making, the things you're going through with brothers now. These are gonna be the things that you're gonna rely on in that time if you are alone, right? You're gonna be looking back at the times you was able to get through this, and that brother's spirit, and those different things are gonna be speaking to you in your head and giving you that energy to keep moving forward, man. It says, verse 12, and if one prevail against him, Salakia. If one prevail against him, two shall withstand. And it says, in a threefold cord is not quickly broken. Right? And I was going on what the brother said. It says, there are strengthened many. Right? Just like in the Planet of the Apes, man, he had showed a stick and he broke it. He was like, yeah, see, weak. But then when he grabbed multiple sticks, he couldn't break it. He said, and he was pretty much giving a same, what's it called? Pretty much, what word I want to use? Understand of what the scripture is saying, man. We're better together than we are apart. And that's why Esau Edom wants to break us apart so much, putting so-called Mexicans versus blacks, when all reality, we're all one nation, bro. Right? So once you start to realize that and you start to come back into the fold, man, and you start to get these scriptures and you start to get understanding, you start to know how much more important it is for the body. How much more important the body is as a whole, man. That was it on that.
Yeah, that was basically the point. You know, it's just straight the numbers, like we keep harping on. And you gotta cherish it. Be grateful if you're around brothers.
Yep.
And don't be discouraged if you may be alone, may be a believer by yourself. You know, continue to pray to the Lord, because honestly, when you are alone, you're not truly alone. You still have Yahweh Shai.
That's the spirit.
At the end of the day, you still got Yahweh Shai.
And the angels.
And the angels around you and camped about you.
Yep.
So fear the Lord. You know, so continue to pray, continue to, you know what I'm saying, do the things that you need to do to try to be in the well standings of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
Come on.
You know, so, hey, with that, Lord willing,